Very important. Yeah, do you remember these sayings? I'll never be like them, right? I'll never be like them. We've had some dysfunction in our family. I'll never be like them. And then all of a sudden, we are. We become like them. I believe this is a silent cry that we vowed in our childhood. Because I know I did it. I said it. I would not have my kids hungry. I would not have my kids worried. I would not do all those things. And then somehow it happened. Somehow it came to fruition. Because the very thing that you try to run from becomes the very thing you become. I won't use drugs like my dad did, but he does. I won't treat my girlfriend or kids the way he did, but he does. She says, I'll never accept what my mother accepted, but she does. She says, I won't drink like her or abandon my kids, but she does. The cycle continues. Not because we want it to, but because we never confronted it. The habits we hate, the patterns we judge, the plans we hide, if left unhealed, this will become our legacy. We pass down silence, resentment, survival, and confusion, all in different forms, all with the same root. Today, this talk is going to help us not just deal with generational traumas, but it's going to help us deal with generational accountability. And that's what it's all about. Finally saying to your brain, trying so hard not to be my father, I became him anyway. Saying that and being honest about it. Trying to erase from your heart, the way that your mother treated you, you carried that in silence. So we're gonna really explore that, why it's good for us to be vulnerable. Why that we should really care about changing that dynamic for our family. And just why we should change our behaviors, new patterns and new stories for our children, or for people that just ourselves, new patterns. And then I'm gonna help you identify and remove those crazy mints that we have, the crazy things that we do and say, and we take on, and we pass them to other people and treat other people wrong with our mouths, with our bad behaviors, with our toxic ways. We're going to learn how to heal it, and we're going to change the story. So let's get into it. Do you remember saying that to yourself about, hey, I'm not going to do that to my parents? Do you remember saying that? I'm not going to treat my kids like that. If I have kids, I'm going to give them ice cream. I'm going to let them, whatever. You said some things when you were younger because you didn't agree with some kind of functionality your parents had, right? We all did that. We all did it. We all said it. We may not have children now, but we all have said it, But we've done it, we've really done it. And it's scary to say that now we're in this area of our lives that we are definitely reliving what we inherited. So whatever we survived, we have inherited. Okay? Does that make sense? It's not a judgment on any part for anybody, but we inherited survival. It's the muscle motion that we have, of the emotional kind. It's we often think that this is all mental, right? But it's not. It's all emotion. Everything that we do has to do with emotion. We become the emotion, not because we want to, but because we never were taught how to be something else or do something different. So, what's the psychology behind inheritance? And I thought this was pretty cool because I had to learn this too. It's called mirror neurons and emotional modeling. We do. We absorb patterns just by watching our parents, even without words. Then there's a second one, unconscious learning. Children don't learn what you say, they learn who you are unconsciously, right? They learn who you are. You don't have to say that you're a murderer, they will pick it up. You don't have to say that you're dysfunctional, they will pick it up. We will pick it up because we were children at one time. And then the third and final one, the body remembers. That's what trauma comes from. I'm looking outside because it's really nice out. But the body remember. Trauma gets stored in the nervous system and shows up as default behaviors under stress. The body remembers. You didn't inherit trauma. You inherited the coping of the trauma. That makes sense. So, why do we repeat what hurt us? Why do we keep repeating it? Trying not to become them is still a focus on them. It still is, because as I was raising my children, I didn't want certain things to happen, and yet certain things did happen because I was focused on them and not the behavior that I didn't want to have happen. Because what happened to me, I was in survival mode. The whole time, right? When you build your identity around not being your dad or not being your mom, you're still the center of emotional map. You're still the emotional, you got the map of them all over on you. So you can't avoid it, right? You cannot avoid it. So then there's the emotional avoidance. You carry what you haven't released. So you keep carrying around, I'm not going to be like them, but you still have the same anger within you. You still have the same attitude within you because it's still in you. You carry it around. And then there's the vulnerability feels dangerous. You don't want to show that you're vulnerable to anyone because when you did, there was a condition around it. You were not able to show that if you cried, boys crying, boys don't cry. Suck it up. Or girls, getting angry, that's not ladylike. Things like that. So when you showed that you were vulnerable and had emotions, they were taken out of you. They were removed from you. You told you weren't supposed to have them. And when you do have them, you think you're weak. Thus, the cycle continues. The dysfunction continues. So where's the crazy men at? The crazy mint about love. That's the word. I love that word. The crazy mint. I don't know where I got it from, but I love it. The crazy mint. That's the distorted blueprint we inherit around love, loyalty, relationships, and self-worth. And I'm going to tell you, I had the loyalty syndrome, that I had to be loyal without a fault. I had to be loyal no matter if they were bad, if the situation was bad, the pattern was bad, the behavior was bad. I was loyal to a fault until I wasn't, until it did me no good no more. So what does it look like? What does a crazy man look like about love? If I stay quiet, I'll be safe. Does that sound familiar? Love is pain. they'll leave me anyway. Sounds a little bit familiar? And this is how craziness shows up on you and me. Sabotaging healthy relationships. So, women, when you meet a guy who does for you start picking up your old habits of what your mother used to do, your father, because he was unfaithful. You overcompensate and you over navigate, and then you put your hands on him, or you yell or whatever, and you start to sabotage healthy relationships that you could have. Or you think everybody is out to get you. You think everybody's out to get you, so you got to get them first. And then there's the ones that love to repeat the drama. They love drama. They can't live without it. They can't live without drama. There could be no drama happening. They have to create something, whether they create a lie, whether they create, just anything. Just start things up, or just drop a pin just to start to annoy someone. Drama kings and queens. And then the last one we do, and we don't realize it until we realize it, is we choose partners that reflect our parents' dysfunction, our parents' dysfunction. We pick them. I could tell you, I look back over all my relationships that I broke up, and I can sit there and say, hey, I did pick my parents' dysfunction. And I decided, hey, I'm going to be single until I could get this out of me, because I'm doing it. They're not doing it. They're not picking me. I'm picking them. So those are the things that's what it looks like. And we don't realize it, and we keep continuing the cycle. And what is really good about learning and looking in the mirror, what we're doing today, doing a mirror work, is that we don't have to keep this cycle going. We can expose it, we can name it, and we can get rid of it. We have to be so very careful to do the self-inventory. Take self-inventory of ourselves. Forget about somebody else. Forget about checking them. Check you. Clean the mirror, because sometimes you will have like your phone. I just cleaned my phone before I got on it, actually. It'll be smudged all over and be like, wow, my picture looks bad. Why? Because it's dirty. We look at everybody else's dirt, but we don't see our own dirt. We'll even look at our own partner's dirt, but we don't see our own dirt. Mirror. We need to take that mirror and really look at it and ask yourself some important questions. Like, where do I sound like them in my triggers? Yeah. What habits do I repeat, just in a different form? What did I swear to that I'd never become, but now I am? You need to ask yourself that and stop asking or making people responsible to give you the answers. Because what we do in dysfunctional relationships, what we do is we make the other person responsible to fill that void of the hole that our parents didn't fill for us. Because they're really the first ones we fall in love with. And when we don't fall in love with them, we don't fall in love with anybody else. We make them the shift. We make them the fillers of love. And we make them responsible for our parents' mistake. Now, this is not to blame your parents. Don't go back and tell nobody that lie, because it's not. But it's to realize that we can't, if you get a partner, right? That partner cannot fill no void, cannot be your everything, can't. And I've heard even women who have children say, "This is going to be they're going to be my everything." They're not there to fill the void that you didn't get. It's up to you now as an adult to be responsible to now fill that hole, to now recognize and do the mirror work. See, a lot of us want love, we want all these great things, but we don't want to do the mirror work. We don't want to do it. We don't want to look in the mirror and examine ourselves and ask the questions and then be really truthful and get the answers and be honest about it. We don't want radical self-honesty. We want shame. It's not about blame. It's about awareness. The mirror doesn't lie. If it's the mirror is not going to lie to you ever. And that's even the mirror of your mind and the questions that you ask, the awareness. And you don't have to keep it cracked like that. You know, you could probably wipe it down. If it's dirty, you could wipe it down. If it's cracked, you can change it. But it doesn't have to be that way, stay that way. It doesn't have to stay that way. And I had to figure that out for myself. It doesn't have to stay that way. You're at risk for repeating the cycle again if you don't change the pattern of what you're doing now. If you don't, you know, there's a pause button for a reason. Pause. If you're choosing unhealthy things, the common denominator in everything is you. It's not usually not the other person, it's usually you. Something you're not owning up to. You could say, I don't know why all these guys leave me. Or I don't know why all these girls just take my money and just want me for money. I don't know why. The common denominator is you. That's when you need to put the pause button on. Say, I'm not going to date until I date myself and love myself enough that I find out and I admit and take responsibility for what I'm doing and how I am emitting energy into this world. Because we know what we're up against. We know what we're doing. We know what's happening with us. We know. We may not want to admit it, but we know. We know. What I'm calling you to today is responsibility. Not blame, but responsibility for your own breakthrough, for your own mirror work. So here are some tools to help you break the cycle. And there are things that I've used, and you can add to the list if you want to. You're more than welcome to put some good ideas to help break the cycle. Is narrative therapy. That's what I use in my coaching business. Is narrative therapy. Rewriting your story from survival to sovereignty. It's simple. Just rewriting it. And if you need help rewriting it, you know, ask me, how do I rewrite this story? And I'll help you. Simple as that. Number 2 is emotional regulation practices. So you don't react like you used to. I had to do a lot of that. I had to say, I'm starting to react. I see my trigger happening. Recognize my trigger. Grab it before it goes off kilter. Right? And catch yourself. Because you're responsible for your own reaction. Nobody else is. You are. So don't let your reaction be the same way. Isn't it time that you took some responsibility and not act the same way all the time? Isn't it time? You're always the victim? Isn't it time that you're not? That you become the victor? Isn't it time? 3, inner child's work. Healing the part of you that never felt safe. Most of the time that we get into these situations, we want someone else to be responsible for making us safe, that our parents didn't make us safe. And I remember saying this in my own life to my parent. We are not responsible. Your children are not responsible for what your mother didn't do for you. We cannot be responsible. And that's a really good statement. Think about that. Keep that on your list. Last one, number 4, I'm going to say. Maybe not last one, but number 4, reparenting yourself. It took me 6 months for that. 6 months to almost 2 years to reparent yourself, depending on where you are in this trauma stage. Talk to yourself and see what you needed from your parent that you didn't get. That's a simple fix. Is sit down and listen. This is all mirror work. Sit down, write down what you didn't get from your parent. Be very honest with yourself. What didn't you get from your parent? And then talk to your older self who has the wisdom and knowledge to go to the inner child and say, I got you. This is how I'm going to help you grow up. And I'm going to take care of you and make you feel safe. Because my mother or my father didn't do it for me. And then show up for yourself, man. Show up for yourself. Speak up for yourself. Even if your voice quivers, speak up for yourself. Even if it means you saying no, speak up for yourself. Don't let people take advantage of you. Even if you don't have that, even if you don't hang around them, stay away from them. And you're not alone, but you're in solitude. Speak up for yourself. Don't let people walk over you. Show up for yourself consistently. Consistently. Don't let things just happen to you. Okay? And the last one is boundaries and forgiveness. Letting go doesn't mean excusing anything and anybody. It means freeing yourself from the hold that it has on you. Because it really has a hold on you if you are still saying them and this and that, and you don't have it. It has a hold of you. Forgiveness is saying, I forgive myself for not knowing better, that I could let go. But now I'm letting go. And I don't have to feel ashamed or sad or downtrodden about it. The only way for you to stop the cycle is to stop running from the mirror. Spend some time with yourself. Turn toward it. Don't run from it. Face it. Stop being so damn busy. Then break it and build a new reflection. Break that mirror. If the mirror is showing you crap, break it and get a new one. That's what I say. But don't go around here living in your head and seeing life pass you by. Okay? Don't be frowning up. Don't be not enjoying life. Don't be not enjoying the moment or enjoying your children because you were acting like them and you don't even know you're doing it. You were acting like your father when he abandoned you. Your kids sitting in the room, not talking to you. You not have a conversation with your children. You're not having fun with your children. Guess what you're doing? Exactly what you didn't want done to you. That's what you're doing. Oh, what I got on my face? Excuse me, I had ate something. But that's exactly what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing. And you don't even know you're doing it. You are not your father. You are not your mother. But if you don't face what is keeping you there, then you will be. And then guess what? Your kids will be that. Yeah. And you can't help them because you can't even help yourself. You will become them without even realizing it. Think higher of yourself. Remove the craziness, the crazyment. Choose healing, not just for you, but for every generation after you. Every generation that's watching you. Break the mirror. Write a new story.